Hi traders, welcome back from your weekend. I hope you had a good time. And the Scalp School program on Saturday morning was, as ever, really good. It's good for me just to go back through it and reinforce what I'm doing during the week as well. So I'll quickly get that recording sorted out and get that off to you so you can check through that again. I have done some revisions, just minor elements such as just factoring in volume and just a little bit of more refinement on the entry specification. And I spent a lot of time, probably more time than any other program in the past, talking about the golden anchor, because I think that's where the money is. That's where the real big clue is during any one single trading day as to what you can get out of that market on that day. So, excuse me for that noise. So let's get into this. I've gone through, as preparation for this video, I've gone through the Dow 30 stocks, and we've got we've got some mixed signals basically. If I do that now, we've got stocks like the biggest stock in the Dow index, Dow 30, is Boeing, and Boeing is right back. I'm using bar charts just so you can really sort of focus on support and resistance. It's dropped, but it's dropped into a very key area. I think the issue with Boeing is they are going, at some stage, they're going to get the MAX plane back in the air. If and when that happens, which I'm guessing, and this is only an educated guess, could be around the end of this month. So there you are, we keep bumping into that trend line, and now we've dropped. But if this is a consolidation, a bullish consolidation, we may dip underneath this. If we dip underneath it and come right back, so the price down here is 320, currently 324. US is off today because it's Martin Luther King Day. But I think this is the one to really focus on. If this dips and pulls back into 320 and ultimately at some stage closes above 330, I think we're going back to, could go easily right up to 400, and who knows, maybe more. If you look at stocks like Visa, it's flying. On the other hand, you've got stocks such as JP Morgan putting in some really good results last week, and it ended up flat on the week, absolutely flat. So there's mixed signals, but I think the main issue is that if we look at Apple very briefly, we should look at Apple. So Apple's right up against that resistance level. There's an all-time highs up here. Closed higher on Friday. So Apple and Boeing together are really significant. We now go back to the Dow itself. You can see how we dipped on this January 8th Iran missile issue and immediately got bought. There's the big chart. The dotted line is the latest major trend line. Just narrowly came underneath it and hit a fib level and flew. So I think it's a quiet week. We've got ECB, and I think that's pretty much it. There's very little data on the US front. We've got UK jobs. UK jobs are very weak and expected to get weaker. So there are mixed signals. But last Friday we had weak data on the from the UK, and the FTSE flew up because the pound was so weak. So so the key is going to be Boeing, and the key is going to be how we handle this upper trend line, because we've hit it, we've breached it. If we close under 29,300, particularly open and close under this trend line here, then that could at least see us come down to 28.7, which is 2019 highs. We've got this major support line down here at 28.6. At some stage we're gonna pull back, but at the moment the markets are happy to sit high and are not. We had a couple of potential sell signals, and they've just got blown away. We look very bearish on January 7. We look very bearish on Friday 10th, and here we are just dipping and holding. So until we get a decent signal down here, at least coming under that trend line, I would not short this at the moment. DAX, similar story. ECB, you can see the MACD is pumped up, and the histogram is showing some divergence. I'll go back to them and talk about divergence on down in a minute because I've forgotten to do that. But if we push sideways here, a dip into this 470 or maybe a little bit lower, we see a good sort of structural support down here, and we could come higher. Again, yes. So I think the key for this is going to be ECB on Thursday. Quick go back to, so the Dow was showing divergence down here in the early part of January, and that at the moment has been blown away. We looked as if we were going to put a lower high in the MACD moving averages, and they are just pushing into resistance up here at 300. Okay, gold. I think with low inflation and strong markets at the moment, I don't think this will survive up here. I think this needs a healthy pullback. The MACD is certainly crossed to the downside. So I think this needs a pullback to about somewhere between 15 and 15.20. But again, no sell signal. Now, I think one of the most interesting markets at the moment is oil. So it's a bit of I concentrate on this main area here. I'm just getting my pen. Alright, so we dipped into this fib support, pulled out, and I'm looking for, we've got 58.90 on the books here at the moment, and it's 11:30 UK time. If we can dip underneath this trend line into about 58.20, which is the support on the Wednesday invents level, so 58.20, 58.20 is to me a buy area, and I think oil could tip back up to the top of this, which is about 62.50. So looking to see if that can push up. You can see we're just waving up here. Big push higher in January 7, that must be. Pulled right the way back, but we're basing here. And I'm just waiting for this to start to come back to the midline on the MACD. Because so far, deep pushes into the histogram have seen buying. So I think there's evidence from the sort of structure we've got down here that these levels may hold. I've forgotten how to that's really weird. I've forgotten how to delete the tool. Oh, it's gone. Right. Okay. So that's it for the moment. Let's have a look at gas. You can see the structural failure here. I ditched my position after the events. I was holding it after the events, and into that close that day on Thursday, it dropped, broke support, so I just let it loose. So obviously really disappointed. I thought this was going to hold. I thought this 2030 area was going to hold, but I was going to buy into that if it held, if it popped back up again. So we could see a push down to 18. Mild winter, strong dollar. So at the moment this gas is just not doing it. So I'm obviously leaving it. And that's it. Let's have a quick look. Okay, look at the pound. Flailing around. But there's talk of a rate cut in the UK, and the retail sales and jobs are very weak. So if we close under this support here, close under 129, then that could signal a pullback down here to 127. Okay, room, make sure you're in the room tomorrow. So 220, 225. I've done all my preparation by then. I'll brief you, watch the open, and then let's see if we can squeeze some money out of the Dow. So we're open Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 2:20, and so make sure you're there. Please be, and enjoy the rest of your day, and talk to you then. Okay, I'll update you as the day unfolds, and we get the US back tomorrow after their day off from Martin Luther King Day. Thanks very much. Bye for now.